Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Marvelous. Welcome, Dev. How's thou? What is up? Up is what? I'm glad you feel welcomed. Said that it was Eau Sauvage EDT. That's nice. Was it a vintage one that a news sent you? There you go. It's fucking tremendous, that shit. Fuck me. Bitter. Green. Fresh. Ave. Stephen Tampton. Dr. Tampton, how are you? Fucking, I hope you're well, mate. James Crowder, how are you, sir? Hold on a minute, I need to get the fucking... T, welcome. Hola. Bonjour. You are wearing Legacy of Petra. Who's that by? That sounds like a... either an Argos fragrance or a Penhaligon's fragrance. Good evening. Dev sees a snowy forest, which is the last thing you'd expect to see at the height of fucking June. But, you know, he's a man of the world. He gets around. Legacy of Petra is Penhaligon's, yes. Sounded like it. That's the most northern bonjour I've ever... Brace yourself for more northernisms. There will be many. So that's tickled as that. You see it from smelling Eau Sauvage, I see. Hello, Erin V. Dushan. Very lemony from the start, yes. Bergamot. More bergamot than lemon, although bergamot can come across a bit lemony. Are you lemon? It does have that kind of lemony sort of stuff. MJ is wearing a Scallon Indonesia, which I have over here. Here's he. I smell vintage Koros, by the way, and it made me sick. You're not the first, and dare say you won't be the last person who says that, Dev. Fear not, you're in good company. Sold my last bottle of Koros Eau de Sport today, or yesterday, whatever it was. So, there shall be no more, my friends. Shall be no more. I've got all the versions I want anyway. I just want the fucking normal one. You know? Very much. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Had a massive pizza for me tea. I got the shakes before I had it. That was a bit fucking scary. I was like, why am I shaking? Scent of the night is Charles of the Ritz Koros from last night. Went to a party, says James. Nice. Dev has a urinal quality without the awful pissy thickness. At least not to an obnoxious extent. Justin Height, welcome. Benji, welcome. Ambra Supreme on an Antoine Lee binge since Patchouli Noisette. Are you enjoying it? I'm one myself. I don't remember my bonjour ever sounding as northern, though. Might be the faux French accent I put on. Bonjour. Bonjour. John Bon Jovi. That was shade. Hello, Lani. Lane, Lucafar. Rabbit, welcome. Rich in the morning, wear part 2, pour home 2 sprays, and in the afternoon, put more liberty on. The Mysore sandalwood shines through. That sounds like an expensive day's perfuming there, Nick. 31 Rue Cambon again, says Lane. I'm talking about Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, Rich. I do beg your pardon. That was a hell of a hiccup. Hello, Paolo. Juro. Bonjour. Bonjour. Ew, there, bonjour. John Bonjour, V. Beautiful night in Serbia. This is Dushan. Pardon me. It was meant to, I was promised thunderstorms, but thunderstorms have not been forthcoming, my friends. They have not been forthcoming. So I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing. Oh, dear me. Excuse me. Alright, now I would wear Dior's Poison without it being out of character for me. Good man. Baratrion, welcome. Which neighbour are you doing today? Sorry, which neighbour's driveway? Not doing anybody or anyone's driveway, to be honest. What's this? Sorry, friends. Oh, I've got an itchy back. I've been having an itchy back today. I don't know what's going on. I'm not burning me candle today, though. Supply and demand, welcome. Supply and demand is wearing an Aaron Terrence Hughes. Rich, what are your thoughts on aftershaves? I'm thinking of getting some aftershaves of fragrances that I can't find the EDTs at a good price. If you can't get the EDTs, then get yourself an aftershave, you know? I've done it myself, but I prefer EDTs, to be honest. I would rather put that money towards EDTs, if I'm being honest. But like, Patou Pour Homme aftershave, right? I don't think it matches up. I don't think it matches up to the fragrance. I've had it and I sold it. Kuros aftershave's quite good. That lasts a long time. You can wear whatever you like, Dev, says Little Lane. No thunderstorm down south either, but we got an hour of rain earlier. Oh, I would kill for that. Aaron says due for a lot of rain tonight, much needed. Whereabouts are you, Darren? Aaron. I know, I mean, more like it won't surprise the people I know, Lynn. I believe Anoush has Pavarotti and aftershave. Never smelled the aftershave. Rich, what's your favourite Aqua Allegoria? Herba Fresca. EDTs are much better. I only have an aftershave of cool water, but it's gone within 20 seconds. I'm a Mandarin Balasik guy myself. Richie G was a Mandarin Balasik guy until somebody stole his bottle from the gym. I have the Patou Pour Homme aftershave, says Dev. It's more potent than some modern juices. It certainly is. It's just not as good as the actual fragrance, like. I wish it would rain here. I'm in California. It's hot, says Justin. Lys Solaire is the best Aqua Allegoria. Discontinued. Eugene has it. Pampelune is great. T says the new Aqua Allegorias do nothing for me. I prefer the older ones. Yeah, there's some of them that have stood the test of time and some of them haven't, like. Here is my Herba Fresca. Oh, I wore Boss Sport today. Erin is about an hour west of Toronto, I see. Not too far from Eugene. On a global scale, anyway. I'm a Lys, says Lily. I'm a Lys. Lily, why is there an F instead of your picture? What's going on here? Are you really the Lils we know and love? I think you are. I think you are. I'm absolutely stuffed, my friends. I'm absolutely stuffed. Had a massive Asda pizza tonight. It's like a 14-inch beast. How many of you know Aqua Lagoria Winter Delice? Though. I don't. Honestly, the best fresh Guerlain is Eau de Cologne. I would say Eau de Cologne. Imperial Eau de Cologne. Lils knows your secret. I got proper soaked to the bone while cycling in the pissing rain earlier, says Baratrion. Not marvellous. I wish it would piss down here, like. It's fucking horrible. Sticky. It's looking like it might actually threaten to rain at some point, though, so that'd be nice. You know what I mean? I don't feel like being identified with anything currently, says Lily. Lily is going for the old neutrality. Eau de Cologne came out in the 70s and it has a wonderful soapiness to it. I think I've smelled it, yeah. Is that the one that's got the mint? Or is that the Eau de Cologne de Coq? The Coq. I need to post this motherfucking chorus tomorrow. Guerlain Eau de Cologne Imperial. I sprayed on. Smells fantastic for 5 minutes, then it's gone. I gotta get in a hot shower as soon as the water hits. It smells amazing again. I wish I could get the smell on the shower all day. Yeah. Yes, Eau de Cologne Imperial is actually one of the best smelling fragrances I've ever smelled. It's just the performance is absolutely lamentable. And it is terrible. Like, it's like 20 minutes and it's gone if you're lucky. Spaced Out has said something outrageous. I need Eau d'Orange Verte, probably the concentrate, very sophisticated citrus. I've got one of them. I honestly think another 13 is a modern masterpiece. The way they use synthetics is amazing here. Oof. Not sure how I feel about that. My chat keeps dying. Like, it keeps saying this problem with the server. Have the Russians attacked YouTube? Oh. Hey, Hannah. How are you? It's just me replenishing my hydration. It's quite warm water, actually. It's fucking full. I'm thinking about wearing Aramis 900 or Vintage Boss number 1 today, says Justin. My YouTube crashed as you were about to answer my question, says T. YouTube's acting funny bastards, isn't it? I'm not happy about that. Rich, what's your favourite women's fragrance? Probably Opium. If the answer is Mitsuko, what's your favourite that isn't Mitsuko? Probably Opium. You have to strip away all the kind of history and like zeitgeist around Opium to smell it again for the first time. And if you just smell it as a fragrance, it's fucking miraculous. It's a brilliant fragrance. Féminité du Bois, probably. Féminité du Bois. Ooh, maybe Féminité du Bois more than Opium. I don't know. It's a toss-up between those two. And Femme Rochas, of course. Fuck's sake. I'm talking myself out of opinion here. I'm probably Féminité du Bois, but leave it with us. Whoever said Bois d'Argent is weak is crazy, says Spaced Out. This thing goes for 10 hours. Henna is good. Pour Monsieur EDP by Chanel is the same else. Also, my performance is weak until the end of the day. I take a shower and it comes to life, so it's still there. Just don't pick it up much throughout the day, says Lane. Well, I think that the EDP is actually quite well performing, and I think it's because of the vanilla. I think it's because of the vanilla. I would say Coromandel is my favourite feminine. Smells like a gorgeous girl, says Spaced Out. I might think that Bois d'Argent is weak, says Hannah. I have a newer bottle, goes in and out on me. Hello, Alexander. Oh, Sauvage is beautiful. My virtual friend bought the 1987 Atomizer and has very low longevity and projection. The bottle was sealed. Oh no. My favourite women's fragrance at the minute is Samsara, which is another brilliant one, but the EDP though. Justin says, I love Mitsuko. Elizabeth Taylor, Passion. Passion for men's really good. Cabo Shah, Opium. Topaz Femme. And Kata Kritzia. My chat is dying again. I'm not happy about this. Duck, did you ever get Argos? I got the sample set, yes. I got samples coming up my fucking ears at the minute, like. Bois d'Azil is up there with the best feminines ever, says Spaced Out. Rochas Femme, yes. Angel is my favourite, nothing beats it in my opinion. Come at me all you want, but I have an eclectic taste. I have the EDT and it's great, Rich. I don't like the EDT, there's too much jasmine. Too much of that ylang and jasmine thing going on, makes us feel a little bit sick. The sandalwood's much more prominent in the EDP. Or maybe I should say that the jasmine's much less prominent in the EDP. You know? It's a funny old fragrance. And then there's the, I think there's a Pure Parfum, is there not? Passion is a great one. It dare not fuck me off. It's more of the ylang than the jasmine, I feel, says Dev. I don't get any vanilla out of the EDP until I take my shower. It's fabulous. So I can understand why you like it if you get the vanilla once it's applied. It's more of like a creamy vibe than a vanillic vibe. Does that make sense? I'm battered. I'm going to be having this injection tomorrow. I'm fucking looking forward to it. Like, I feel like shit. But yes, supply and demand. I did get the Argos. Mitch, did you try wearing Celine's black tie? I'd buy it if I was a regular designer. If it was a regular designer, it's overpriced for what it is. Yes, I've got some Celine first impressions on the channel. I want to say Eugene sent me some samples. You can't get samples over here. It's a fucking joke. You know what I mean? Celine acting funny fuckers. Trying to fucking stem the tide of fucking samples. How are people supposed to want to buy your fragrances if they can't fucking smell them? Shit. Aromatics, Elixir and Shalimar are true classics, absolutely. Just don't like Shalimar. Don't like Shalimar. Don't like the Leon. I love Azure. Azure is fabulous as well. Do you know, if it starts to have a bit of a fucking thunderstorm here while the stream's on it, the stream might go out. You're naming my fave, says Paolo. Rich, did you hum somebody that I used to know by Gucci a few minutes back? I certainly did. I've been humming it for fucking weeks. For some reason, I've started. I heard it. I heard an '80s remix of it, like a remix of it in '80s style, and I've just been humming it ever since. It's mint. I love Sheepra, says Justin. Bernard Chant is my favourite perfumer. Erin is wearing Guerlain Louis. If you like ylang, try Musk by Alyssa Ashley. It's absolutely beautiful women's perfume, but I think it's unisex. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to turn this fan around so it points at us. I'm fucking boiling. You didn't have to cut me off. Oh, well, is that blowing on me? Not hugely, friends. One hit wonder. I told you a couple of weeks ago that this bottle of Eau de Cologne, Cologne Imperial by Guerlain, I got a vintage one, and it had turned, it was off. I've used it all. Just sprayed it. Sprayed it and sprayed it and sprayed it and sprayed it. Now, I am looking to try and get myself a new one, just so I can spray that as much as I want as well. That would be nice. What's going on? Have you sampled Jacques Fath? No. No, I haven't. Hello, Filippo Mirelli. Unrelated, but Nuit d'Orchide by Yves Rocher is a splendid orchid fragrance. Splendid orchid. What's your Insta at when I make my new one? People getting binned off Instagram all the time these days, apparently. Rich to have the vintage. Yes, I do actually, Baratrion. I do have the vintage Gucci pour arm. I think it might be off, but I do have a splash bottle as well. I'm hearing Vetiver Gris is nice. There's been some decent fragrances released this year. There's something else that's just been released that I'm quite interested in trying as well. Isn't it orchidy? Orchidy. I have no idea, mate. Or am I pronouncing it wrong too? No idea. No idea whatsoever. Friends, if you would like to like the stream, that is not something I will prevent. I won't stop you. I shan't block you. I shan't say, no, don't do that. So liking the stream would be nice, I suppose. Velour Boisé is also very nice, says Dev. I'm hearing videos. Also, green tea and sung for women are great. Well, I've got a vintage sung for men. Sung pour homme. Or sung homme. Hung som? No. Sung homme, I've got a vintage one. I don't want it anymore. DJ, welcome to you. Erin recently acquired Bandy Supreme. Green leather sheepwear, refreshing for a modern sheepwear release. What does the current Dolce & Gabbana pour homme smell like? Pass. But Super Take Up seems to like the latest version, the very newest version. Apparently it's made in Italy, and he seems to think it's really good. So I haven't smelled it, so I can't say. And he's got the vintage as well, so if he's got the reference points, do you know what I mean? And he knows what he's talking about. You don't like Song Home, Rich? Not hugely, no. No, I don't. I'm looking to part with it. Green tea is a very elegant green tea scent and very affordable. Said Elizabeth Arden. I know you're not a fan of the OG, but Habit Rouge Privé is immense. I would just keep it over the others. Says Product Jesus, really. Speaking of green tea scents, have any of you smelled the Bulgari green tea? No, there's been much hype about it though. I seen that video, it made me want to try the new one, says T. I have white diamonds and all the flankness, says Justin Height. I got white diamonds en rouge. Lania Smith did a good video about that. Oh, Opium Pour Femme is the best. And Avon Today is the second best. Why is it so popular in the whole world? Was it so popular in the whole world as in the former USSR countries? What, Opium Pour Femme? Yes, massively popular. Especially at a certain time in like the 80s and that. Any thoughts on Vetiver Oriental? Yes, I do. There are... I've got the Palais Royal version from like a long time ago. And I have smelled the newest version as well. And I think the newest version's easier to wear, actually. I think it's much easier to wear. It's more ambery. Fragrance View. Welcome you, Fragrance View. Which other Tom Ford private blends do you own other than Tuscan Leather and Tobacco Oud? I've got Beau de Jour and Vert d'Anson. And I think that's it. I've got Tuscan Leather, Tobacco Oud, Beau de Jour and Vert d'Anson. That would be a tough one to rank. Tobacco Oud would be top. Tobacco Oud would be top. Beau de Jour second, Tuscan Leather third, and Vert d'Anson fourth. I feel like in the former USSR, the perverting big scents for women were Dior's Poison and Lancome's Margie Noir. See you later, Dusan, not Dev. Trying to kill off Dev. Dusan, I'll see you later. The new one worth it? Yes. But bear in mind it's more of a green amber than it is a vetiver patchouli. Cutting the yard and listening, bro. Welcome, Journey. How are you? The goat. The goat. Anyone try Avon Sweet Honesty? No. Well, I'm sure someone has, but it's not me. Mitch, do you like Noir de Noir? I wear it every night. Wish it lasted longer, says Spaced Out. I love it. I'd love an older bottle of Noir de Noir with the golden batch number on the bottom. It's just a shame that they're not easy to find. Those old, I don't want to say vintage, but the original Tom Fords with the golden batch codes. So if you look under your Tom Fords now, you'll see a 3-digit batch code, usually like a pair of letters and a number, or a pair of numbers and a letter, whatever it is. But they're in white now, whereas they used to be in gold, and the gold ones are older. So yeah. I would like one of those, because the performance on the new Noir de Noir isn't great, like. I love ombre leather and noir anthracite. I've got noir anthracite. I finally got my 15mm of Adorum. It's a very blanket-like incense. It's very rich and thick, dense and heavy. Dev, yes, sure, and Gila Roche, Giose, and Salvador Dali, but during the 2000s, Avon Today was kind of a lethal weapon. Pure sex. Dev, you're not wrong. That was the case in almost all ex-communist countries. The ladies used to have 1 or 2 fragrances and they want them to be really strong, says Juro. Thick. Big beasts. Big beasts. Yes, I finished a Eau de Cologne Imperial today. Just used it as a room spray, to be honest. And then that's sung home. It's got to go. It's got to go, my friends. But it's fucking hot, like. It's thick. I hope there's a thunderstorm. Let's see what the weather says, shall we? %40 chance of rain tonight. I wish it was higher. That is a terrible shame. I wish it was higher. Well, my parents are East Slavic immigrants to Israel, so I've gotten the answer from the source, you could say, says Dev. Have you tried Guerlain Eau de Cologne du Coq? I want to say yes, but I can't remember it. I cannot remember it for the life of us. The one I remember is, I'm sure it's Eau de Guerlain with the mint, and the Cologne Imperial. Oh, Imperial. Mitch, does Boss Sport last on you? Not very long. I mean, it lasts, but it doesn't project. You don't get much push. It lacks push, massively lacks push. You know? So, but I have reapplied it like 2 or 3 times. It's a difficult one, isn't it? You know what I mean? Has anyone smelled Marussia by Slava Zaitsev? Someone might have, but I haven't. Pulpe Femo, welcome. Cock with the mint. I don't think it's cock with the mint. I think it's Eau de Guerlain with the mint. Mitch, search up Frag Daddy. Dude is absolutely hilarious. I love wearing Narciso Rodriguez for him when it rains. Yes, it's a good fragrance for when it rains. Let's have a quick look at... We'll have a quick look at Eau de Guerlain. Yeah, it is the one with the mint, Eau de Guerlain. I know, because I bought it from my friend. 1974, Jean-Paul Guerlain. I think the Imperial's fucking incredible, like, genuinely one of the best smells. I mean, the performance is woeful. You know what I mean? The performance is chronic, and not in a good way. It's chronically bad. But while it does last, what a 20 minutes that is. Ain't that the first Guerlain? I think it's one of them. It's one of the oldest ones. It might be the oldest one that's still around. It's magnificent, though. Excuse me, sorry. But being curious, and it's very affordable. I haven't smelled it, but being curious. I have not smelled it. Chorus for me is in a weird middle area where it's not funky enough to be enjoyable in a comedic sense like Lapidus, for an example, and isn't polite enough to be enjoyed in a pleasant and smell sense like Azzaro Pour Homme. That's very... You're doing yourself out of a sense sensation there. I've tremendously trimmed down my bottles of vintage Koros though. Absolutely I have. People are treating it like a fucking investment piece now. It's a perfume, for God's sake. But I need to ship off this bottle. I said that I would make up some samples for Persolays of Eau de Cologne, no, not Eau de Cologne Imperial, of Les Indomables 2 colognes, so that he could try them. I love Koros, but it's not for everyone, says Justin. I agree. I'm curious about vintage Azzaro Pour Homme. I have looked down at it for too long. I've got an original formulation. I bought it off my friend Sonny, and it is tremendous. It is tremendous. It's a lot more. I've got a newer version, but it's still from the early 2000s. Where is it? I swear to Christ, it was just over here. Where have I moved it to? It must be back. A fly. It must be back over yonder. So, I don't know what's going on there. I appear to have misplaced it, my friends. But it's a 2000s bottle. Give us 2 seconds. I'm just going to close the window. There's a fly in here. And I have a feeling it's been attracted by the light. It's getting a little bit dark outside, actually. Is it getting a little bit dark outside? Without shame, my tears fell like rain. Oh. Oof. I think it was pulled from North America. I have Fougère Royale and can't look beyond for another Fougère. Superb that. Fougère Royale by Hubegant. How good is You or Someone Like You by Eldo for a summer fragrance? I've got a video on Eldo's. I did the sample set and that was one of them. I can't remember it off the back of my head. Is You or Someone Like You the one that Tilda Swinton did? Justin says, I have 6 bottles of Koros. Mate, I had over 10. And I've had to sell like 5 of them. Just not because I didn't have to. But I should have. I'm not as big on Koros as I am on stuff like Balenciaga and Pavarotti. Vintage Azzaro isn't way different than the modern, says Justin. It's not a different fragrance. It's the same fragrance. It's just the original version for me is so much tighter and smoother and more complete. The new one, the version I've got is more of just like a lavender oak moss kind of bomb. The newer versions are still good, no doubt. Koros is real crazy. It's for real crazy heat on the beach. You'll realise Bourdain's idea only in that place, says Alexander. The duck, the love beneath. I have 3 vintage and 1 modern Azzaro. The modern is slightly sweeter. No, says Paul Befemo. It was the one with the mint. That's Eau de Cologne. I've no clue, duck. Might have been her. What is up, Stephs? How are you? Tilda Swinton like this pumpkin flesh. Ah. USLU is a chemical mint thingy. I don't know. Pass. Pass. I'm going to be wearing this at some point soon. Lavender, lemon, oat moss. Hello, Pat Lester. How are you? Oof. No, I meant you or someone like you was the minty mojito thing. Got you. Oh, there's just so much humidity. And it's feeling humid in here. And there's a problem with the server. 503. I bet Baratrion knows what the error code 503 is. Typically it's a performance issue on the origin server. In rare cases, it indicates that CloudFront temporarily can't satisfy a request because of resource constraints at an edge location. I see. I didn't understand a word of that, but at least it's not our fault. Yikes, it came up at least 10 times, says Pradeep. What did? I felt the mint was very natural in you or someone like you, says Justin. Just bought a John Paul Gaultier Essence, the Parfum 2016, gold cap, brown juice. The first formulation, 180 US. Do you think that was a fair price? Oh, server error in the chat. Yeah, I've had that. I've had that a lot of times. I don't know what's going on there. Pradeep. I don't think mine was brown juice. Essence to Parfum. I think mine was like a purple mauve kind of colour. So maybe there was a bit of brown in it. But yeah, you could pay a lot more for it. I've seen it going for £200. So that's like what, $240, $250? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Server error in the chat. Vintage Azzaro is noticeably richer than the modern, and it's truly French masculine perfume with a big letter at the start. I think it's more. It's come up again. I think it's more. I just think it's more of a fragrance. I just think there's more of it, and I just think it's better. You know, it's fuller, smoother, tighter, you know. Oh, I'm not head over heels, but I do like you or someone like you. I like you or someone like you as well. Pulp Ephemeral. Not the perfume. It's a shame it is the Venustas changed their bottle design. I'll say one thing, I don't really care for bottles that have got the caps attached. It's not ideal, that. It's a fucking piss take when you're trying to spray them. You know what I mean? Like, it just gets in the way. It's fucking despicable. Like, CH-Men Privé had that as well. Shite. Why? Just leave it. Don't do it. They're a bluish juice that's secondary form closer to 2020. The first is more burgundy brown. Brown, the Rama's the same colour juice I got. Hey man, bottles are absolute pain. That's because you've got weak fingers, Pradeep. You are a big softy. Your hands, your fingers are not. They're not tough enough for the amen. Oh. I saw, good evening, Manly Sense, how are you? I saw Persilazer's video this afternoon where he was discussing summer scents. Someone was asking, that someone was me, by the way, was talking about how Himalaya might be the most underrated creed. And then I thought to myself, well, for the highest of high heat, actually the most underrated creed might be this. Original vetiver. I think that's hugely underrated. It smells like grass, you know? It just smells like watery grass, freshly watered grass. It's beautiful. I love it. Very green, very fresh. No mint, no darkness, you know? Interesting, says the love beneath. I would be interested to try the new Huber Gauntlet Collection Oriental, especially the patchouli one. Perfumers are Antoine Lee and Luc Maffei. Yes, I'm interested to try those as well. Is Millicim Imperial actually that good? George really rates it, but I don't get it. I don't think it's that good, but George has got like an emotional attachment to it, which I understand. I've got that with my fragrances. Or some fragrances, like fucking, like Pavarotti, you know? It's not the best fragrance in the world at all, but I love it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what George has got going on with Millicim Imperial. My God. Oriental vetiver is underrated for sure. Original vetiver is underrated for sure, sorry. Using the word vetiver in the middle in the title was a misstep. Yeah, I would say it was. Yeah, it's more of a grass fragrance. It's definitely more of a grass fragrance, to be honest. This fucking server thing's doing my fucking tit in. Absolute bastardry. Oh. Alexander says, has anyone tried the new elixir of Jean Paul Gaultier in a golden bottle? Looks interesting. I only know the old Lamal formulation and no other versions. Do you have your Essence de Parfum close by to see what the colour juice is, says Stephs? Yes, it's close by, but it's incredibly like unget-atable. You know? It's like, it would be an absolute nightmare to actually get at it. It would be extremely awkward, you know? A right pain in the arse. Lily says, sometimes you sound like a football commentator, but for perfume, says. It's possible. It's possible. I assume you're talking about real football and not American football. Football where we use our feet. Marley Sant says, Aram has recommended Fleur de Mal to me. How do you rate it, Mitch? He was talking about that to me, and I thought, fuck it, I'll get a bottle. But no, not for me. It's got this kind of off white floral thing going on. You know, it's a little bit like, I don't know if you've ever tried Ming. It's got this creamy whiteness. Not milk, but like a sickly, creamy whiteness to it. It's a bit foul. I didn't rate it at all. Like, yes, international football, real football. Jean-Paul Gaultier has never made a good fragrance, says Prodive. Is that the unoriginal vetiver, says Spaced House? Extraordinaire, says Micah. Dino Baggio says Vetiver Extraordinaire or Geranium Pour Monsieur. Geranium Pour Monsieur at the minute. It is very toothpastey though, as Micah says. Anuj had sent me a vintage mini of Ming. I'll give it a sniff. That's where I got mine. Anuj sent me Ming. I haven't smelled it yet. I'm too scared, says Lily. Chicken Lily. Lily livered. I don't know what lily livered means. Spraying some geranium Pour Monsieur in the air. Get that toothpastey vibe going. How delicious. Vetiver Extraordinaire is a ball fest in my experience. Yeah, I think it's a bit boring to be honest. Geranium Pour Monsieur is literally made off of Maul's dad's mouthwash, so yes. I get more shaving cream from the vintage Azzaro and more anise sweet from the modern. Yeah, I can see that. I get that. Alright friends, I'm going to have to dehydrate. Give me 2 minutes. Pradip, stop anyone from leaving. I'll be back. Bear with. Bear with. Oh God. I'll be back. One thing now. Whoa. Whoa. What is going on? Friends. What is going on? It's too hot in here. I need to get the air conditioner out, I think. That will help. Increase likes and viewers before Duck returns. Pradip, that may have not gone as well as we had hoped. Wear vintage crystal EDT black cap, light brown juice, kind of loving it. Fuck it, I'll wear the Ming right now. Cristal is nice, says DJ. I enjoy the current. Excuse me. Vintage Cristal now smells like a leather fragrance. Yeah, I love American football, but it doesn't make sense to call it football, says Justin. Hand egg. Any ideas on a summer fragrance, says the Love Beneath? What about them? I've got lots of summer fragrances and I have lots of ideas on them. The juice inside my Ming is dark brown. Not sure how it held up. Mine's like really dark, thick brown as well, mate. I feel like soft, slightly powdery, no leather in my opinion, says Stephs. Ming de Dynasty, it says. Opens very floral like some old Moira, inverts to back EDC, but more feminine. I find it very thick. I find it very, very thick. Woof. Ming de Dynasty. Do you get toothpaste from Portrait of a Lady? It has the same base as Geranium Pour Monsieur. Do I get toothpaste from Portrait of a Lady? I can honestly say I do not. Or I have never noticed toothpaste. Pradeep. I have never noticed toothpaste, mate. I don't get it. I love them both, says Pulp Ephemo. I need a fucking summer fragrance with girth, says the Love Beneath. Have you tried Bee by Zoologist? I'd wear that in the heat, but not the humidity, the heat. That's got girth. Oh, fuck off. Timbuktu. Oh, that's got girth. Aqua de Palma's Colonia Essenza. That's got girth as well. I really love the toothpaste quality of Geranium Pour Monsieur. It is apparently so simple yet geniusly done. I think I'm going to wear Adidas Vintage 1985 today, says Justin. The dent in Gucci Envy for men is constant. Do you like to have it more than use it? I haven't worn it for a while, no. I would like to use it more, but I find myself reaching for other stuff, to be honest. It's only about half full anyway. It's not even half full, like. I'd say there's about 30 ml left in there. Ooh. Ooh, no. It might need to get some sprays, this. Creamy. Sandalwoody. The Love Beneath says thank you. No problem. Brilliant suggestions, Duck, says the Love Beneath. What's the limit you play for Gucci Pour Homme Deux, full bottle unopened? About 80, 90. I mean, it's better than most of the shit that's coming out now, but doesn't necessarily make it worth it. DJ's still thinking about Yerba Mate and the upcoming Rubini. Yeah, it ain't worth what people are asking. Yeah, people are insane. Like, sold my Gucci Pour Homme 1. Sold my Gucci Pour Homme 1 because I was not wearing it. And I didn't particularly like it. I think it was massively overrated, mate. What do you think of Dior Homme Intense and Original? So, you mean Dior Homme Intense and Original? Which ones do you mean? Do you mean the latest versions of those? Because I've got the original Dior Homme Intense, and I've also got the 2011 version of Dior Homme Intense. So I've got the 2007 version in the 50ml, and I've got the 2011 and 100ml. There are many DHIs and Dior Hommes. You have to be more specific, so it's spaced out. I bought it for 60, sold it for 350. What? I'm not a fan of the Mate note, that's why I don't like Tempo that much. I don't think Tempo's worth the money. I think Tempo's massively overpriced. It's like fucking, is it Psychedelic? Is it Psychedelic? By Javois. Dior Homme 2020 drains balls. Sucks balls. Okay, I lost count of Dior Homme. Someone bought my Gucci Pour Homme 2 for that. That is insane, Micah. Dior Homme Intense, rare instance where snobs and bros agree. It's great. Yeah, it's hard to deny its greatness, isn't it? I actually really like the original Dior Homme. Hello, Pep. How are you? I've got original Dior Homme. Dior Homme 2005 with a silver stem. I've got Dior Homme Intense from 2007. I've got Dior Homme Cologne from 2007. The original Dior Homme Cologne. I was thinking about wearing this today, actually. It's just Dior Homme. It's just Dior Homme from 2005, but it's just a bit thinner. That's all. It's just a bit less, you know, which is perfect. Goes for about what, 5 hours, 6 hours. Just wear it twice. Just put it on twice. It's brilliant. I was thinking about wearing this today as well. Sport de Paco Rabanne. I only have Dior Homme 2011 and it's amazing, says Justin Height. You don't need to pay the extra for the Dior Homme 2005. Only if it really bothers you, like it bothered me. And I had the opportunity to get them at a decent price, so that is what I did. I think I know the most recent Intense and the original I haven't tried. Is it really the original with the name changed? Possibly. Iris and the leather note has become more pronounced with age, says Pradeep. There's the same juice or close to the formula. By the way, never had the chance to smell 2005 or 2011. So the original is close to them, you know. The 2020 is a different fragrance. It's not even worth talking about. It's very poor in my opinion. Very poor. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Very thirsty. The current original is still in decent shape, says Pradeep. Whew. I break the sweat, yeah. It's hot and sticky. By the way, I never had the chance to smell the 2005 or 2011. I feel bad. You should definitely try and smell them. They're fantastic. They are fantastic and they are doing really well. Doodle doo doo. I've got a parcel on the way from deepest Germany. Ooh. It has left a facility in Cologne. Ah, Rudy, welcome. How are you? The current original is still in decent shape. Rich, what Les exclusive EDTs do you have? Are they worth it? I've got Sycamore. I think that's worth it. I think it's better than the EDP, but I don't know if it's so much better than the EDP that... I don't know if it's so much better than the EDP that you should pay the premium. I did. Because that's just, I prefer the original formulations of things. You know, Sycamore was selling for 1,500 watt. That's obscene. Don't pay that. Don't pay a fifth of that. No. Don't pay a third of that. Don't pay $500. I paid like £330, and now the EDPs are £350. So I mean, it depends how long you want to wait for it to make sense. To make sense, do you know what I mean? Because Chanel will put their prices up every year 10% without fail, at least. Personally, my preference leans more towards 2011 over 2005. More woods, less sweetness. Yes, I think that the 2005 has a dose of either ISOE Super or some kind of push, lift, some kind of force. There's something in it. Could be cedar. Could just be as simple as more cedar in it. That just gives it this kind of like outward and more space. It's more voluminous. You know, I know loads of people who feel that way actually, who prefer the 2011. Excuse me. My throat is trying to swallow my head. Yeah, it does. To me, it smells like ISOE, but ISOE smells like cedar to me, so it could be either or. Oh, for God's sake. I compare the dry down, many just seem to compare the opening, which can be misleading, says Pradeep. That is true. What is inside that German parcel? It's not a German, fortunately. Can't be smuggling Germans into the country. Can't be smuggling anyone into the country. I don't know, there's a couple of Germans I would smuggle into Britain. Christoph, you know, JP Music. We'd smuggle those into the country, that would be alright. Any other Germans in the chat? Few Germans watch the channel, actually. So, hello. Hi, Germany. If you want to get smuggled into the country, you know, you just have to come by UPS, unfortunately. Did you know DHL, the delivery company, was subsidised by the German government? Where did I find that out? I recently learned this. And I was like, what, fucking half nationalised or some mad shit like that? Oh, Michael C. Shoemaker, a second generation German. Well, it's alright. It doesn't matter if you're second generation. We'll smuggle you across if you want. Just hop in a box. You have to pay your own postage, though. Hello to you all. Amazing smelling people's here, says Alan. Welcome, Alan. The recent Sycamore ADP is really good, in my opinion. I think the first reformulation of the Les exclusives were bad. But I don't know who did them. DHL ships to Germany. Ships from Germany as well. But it ships of Germany. It's on the taxpayers' money. Didn't know that. Headed to Hamburg next week. Oh, there you go. Yes, DHL has their own terminal in Lufthansa. Prefer Anna Goutal's vetiver over Sycamore's EDP. Anna Goutal's vetiver's dark. Frighteningly dark, almost gothic. It's a big, dark vetiver. You know? A big, dark, scary vetiver. Oh, is it what I think? It could be what you think, DJ. It's not coming to me. It's actually going somewhere else for purposes which shall remain off camera. A couple cute German girls. Why not? Says Spaced Out. Why not, indeed. I like B-Men. Any thoughts? No one ever talks about it, says Stephs. Annick Goutal, I believe. Annick Goutal, Annick fucking Monardo. Apparently it was an Annick Monardo perfume. It's nice. It's very different. It's a different perfume to Amen and all its other flankers. I'm glad they stopped at B-Men, though. We know what comes after B-Men. I have that, Mikey. Got it from a Nuge. It's so dry and salty. DHL ships to Germany, headed to Hamburg. My kind of vetiver, dark and dank. Sycamore for 1,500. What about Habit Rouge Pure Parfum for £3,350? That was a shock. Good lord. I hope that never sells. That's a horrible price. DHL has its own custom clearance. Packages clear customs in under 12 hours. USPS take 3 weeks. Chicago port is the worst. Yikes. I've had stuff stuck there before as well, to be fair. Ugh. Mugler Cologne. Secret S note. I don't think it is what people say it is. I mean, it could be, but I don't think it is. I hope it's not. Where is my Mugler Cologne? Hey. Where is Mugler Cologne? I've lost me Mugler Cologne. Oh, there it is, right in front of us. DHL Express is great. Once tried to ship a parcel to Ramsey with DHL Express. Got it sent back the next day. Had to go and pick it up. Shit. Sycamore is a light, nutty vetiver. I wouldn't recommend it if you want a dark and dank vetiver. Sycamore EDT's brighter, I feel. I think I just prefer the wearing experience. I think it's louder as well. If I ever come to sell it, Rudy, I'll sort you out, mate. I'll remember that. Well, I might not remember it, but if I ever say that it's up for sale, reminders on, you can have it for what I paid for it. DHL Express is great to get fragrances shipped over from Germany. Yes. So I'll be buying some perfumes from Germany tomorrow, and I will what the hell was I saying? DHL. Yes, I'll be using DHL to get these parcels shipped over from Germany. Christ. Sort of brain fart there. Sycamore EDT is the last vetiver I want. What's the most ambitious place from where you have bought? I've bought from South America before. I've bought from Japan before. I've bought from fucking all over Europe, Poland. I've bought from the Middle East, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. Portugal. I mean, that's in Europe, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Jesus, what? Argentina. I've bought from Argentina before. There's a niche shop in Argentina that's brilliant. Like, DJ says I've bought from Ukraine during war. Yes. I don't know if I've bought during the war, but I have bought from Ukraine. I've bought from Poland. I've bought from Lithuania a couple of times. Vilnius, which is in Lithuania. Holland many times. Belgium. France, obviously, loads of times. I would send anything to Rich as a gift, says Dushan. Don't say that. Same ordered Etros Vetova from Ukraine. From Myanmar during the coup. It's manly sentence, yes. That's right. Yes. Oh, God. Canada, obviously. I've had stuff arrive within 36 hours from the news before, you know. Like, it was under 2 days. Did you? Was it maroon or maroon? Maroon. Rich is fantastic. Dushan, thank you. You are fantastic, Dushan. It's tickled me that people with the war stories, you know, like the war correspondence and stuff like that. I've just been shelled for picking up a bottle of Eau Sauvage from fucking deepest fucking Kazakhstan. You know what I mean? God. Is everything okay with Audrey Jane? Everything's fine with Audrey Jane. She's a little bit busy at the minute. It's that time of year at school, you know. All the schools have got that. She's a teacher and they've all got their exams and shit like that. I've bought from some of the most furthest flung places on earth. Seriously, when I talk to people who don't know, you know, like the normal people, backup bottles in Iraq. I've seen stuff listed in Iraq before. I didn't buy it because I thought that is pushing it. I've bought from Israel a few times. Turkey, Greece. Not at the same time, though. I'm not sure they're cool with that. I got a bottle from Chernobyl. Skin turns red every time I spray it. Wonder why. Elephant's foot, pour homme. Reactor 4 X-ray. Audrey Jane is a teacher with the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. It sounds better on the phone than in person. Not on the phone, on the airways. The Twasium testicle. Yes, the third testicle. I imagine you would grow an extra bollock, you know. Smells intoxicating, I am sure, says Pradeep. Projection for days. Yes, it's got sillage for 24,000 years. Oh dear. People just could be like a nuclear scent. Oh, this has got to end. We'll get reported for making too many bad jokes. There's my Essenzia. Where have you been? Do you know, I just sprayed that and it headed straight for my drink of water. Where are Margie and Clean? Pass. No comment. God knows. I ain't touching that shit with a 40-foot fucking barge pole. That shit was awful. Dropped panties because it makes girls skeletons in an instant. Oof. Yeah. No. We can't be talking about that. It was rough as guts, that. Dear me. I saw some of that. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning and they'd been streaming for 5 hours already by then. And I was like, wow, how do you do it? Ended up at 9.5 hours they went on for. And it just descended into madness. They were supposed to be talking about fucking patchouli fragrances, which I'm all about. I'm all about those patchouli fragrances. They nearly put us off patchouli fragrances. I think they were just tired towards the end. You know what I mean? Oof. What am I going to wear tomorrow? I hope it's not as fucking hot and muggy, sticky icky. You know? What's my camera doing? Behave. There it is. What's some of your favourite panty droppers in your collection? I don't have any. There's no such thing. Finish wide Pavarotti. That will be happening, hopefully. If not this week, then the week after. Like, I've got 2 wears at most of that shit left. I showed it earlier. I'll show it again. Look what I've done to that, man. There's fucking nothing left, man. Right, that's about a wearing for me, that. I'll fucking lather this stuff on, it's mint. Oh, 74 and rainy sounds like Enoff. No, Cecil Rodriguez for him. It's not going to be 74 and rainy here, I don't think. I don't think we're going to get rain. I am going to dig out the fucking... I'm going to dig out the air conditioning unit. I've got a mobile air conditioning unit, which I can just move around the house. Much needed. Oh, pardon me. Found a bottle of Pav for $1.30. Thinking of pulling the trigger. I love it. It was never $1.30 though. I paid like 60 quid for my bottles. I paid 60 quid. 70 quid. I think. I already finished one of them. The Ming dries down so floral and feminine. Like Worth Gevrevienne, something Eva Braun would wear. Be right back, gotta scrub it off. It's double thick and creamy. I found it was very, it almost made us feel sick. Yeah. 130 is way overpriced, yeah. Especially considering what it used to go for. I love it, that's why I talk it up so much. It's like I was saying about George and his Melissime Imperial earlier. It's not that I think it's the world's greatest perfume, because it's not. It's just that I love it. Where is Shiva Vareen? I don't know. Last I heard is he had a wife and child, and those things tend to take precedence, you know? Maybe he just got over fragrance, like. Whatever happened to back of Bottle Boss? Do you have a splash bottle of Lauder for Men? Looking at buying a vintage version of it. I don't have a splash bottle of Lauder for Men. I've got a splash bottle of Metropolis, but I don't have a splash bottle of Lauder for Men. Oof. Metropolis is hard to find. It is hard to find. Green Irish Tweed was 160 in 2020. Now it's 265 euros, says Prodib. Yeah, for fuck's sake, shite. Metropolis is hard to find. I found an aftershave, but they want silly money. Yeah. I'm going to sell a bunch of vintages, says Rudy. My honeymoon phase is over. I don't know that my honeymoon phase is over, but I've I've backed stuff up. That tends to be more than more what I'm selling rather than loads of new stuff. I've sold at least 70 bottles of perfume, like backups included. Maybe it's closer to 100 if backups are included, but like 60, 70 bottles of like fragrance, easy, over the past 6 months. I hoped to get the collection down around 300, and it's stubbornly sticking at about 380. So unless I start culling some stuff I really love, I mean, it's just not going to happen, you know. But I do get what you're saying. And you sort of get to a point where you're like, I'm not gonna wear all these. I'm not gonna wear all of these and wear the backups, you know. That's why I sold all of my Kouros Eau de Sport and my Kouros Fraîcheurs off, you know. I mean, that's 8 bottles of perfume there because I had 4 of each. If someone experienced the effect of radiation or lived in areas contaminated with radiation, I'm sure there would be fewer such jokes. Yeah, you don't want to be getting poisoned by that shit. Ow. Nearly poisoned the Dnieper River. Dnieper? Oh. Excuse me. Spaced Out says, the best thing is when honeymoon phase is over and you still love the fragrance. Yes. Dnipro. Yes, the Dnipro River. Oh. Fucking hell. Has anyone seen that video of the bull's horns on fire? That's a bit fucking mental. Do you have Epic Man, Duck? I only have 2 Amouage. 2 Amouage. And I forgot what that one's called. Fuck. I've got Jubilation 25. And I've got Diamant. I've discovered plenty of great vintages, but too many misses. Yeah, I think the ones that we remember are... The ones that we remember are... The ones that, like, stand out. Or we remember the standouts and forget that there was, like... many other ones that weren't standout. Oh, excuse me. Do you like Memoir, Duck? Can't say I can remember it. I just bought Diaghilev to Mint. Well done. Well done indeed. That is a big ride. Eugene sent me a decant of Diaghilev, and I liked it. I just thought, bloody hell, it's a lot of money for the fragrance. But if you love it, and it's immense. I mean, I paid like the same amount for The Night by Frederick Malle, you know. I'm curious about Overture, says Pradeep. I keep yawning. I've only seen where the bull's horns go back into its head. Memoir is nice. Opening is a bit all over the place. Yeah, apparently they set some bull's horns on fire and then somebody got gored. And the horn was stuck inside the person. Oh, hey, no sympathy. Zero fucking sympathy. I don't care if it's part of your culture. You wanna fucking take on a bull, alright? And you get fucking stabbed by its fucking pointy head. That's on you. And I'm sure there are many people who have been chased by the bull, and people who have fucking like done it and got away with it. But for every fucker who gets away with it, there are people who get gored and skewered and fucking internal injuries, devastating internal injuries. Because often the bull won't just stop at like goring you once. You know what I mean? They'll keep going. And it's a bull. What do you expect? A fucking bull, innit? You know? All cultures have these stupid fucking things that would do, but doing it to a cow. What? And I mean, let's be honest, bulls aren't the brightest of fucking sparks, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're not so stupid that they don't know when they're having the piss taken out of them, though. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, Rich, could you talk about Creed Venezia? Not too feminine? It's not too feminine. It is more feminine than, like, other creeds which are aimed at, like, men, like Himalaya, Green Irish Tweed, Original Vetiver, Bois de Portugal, Royal Oud, all of that sort of carry on. So it's more feminine than that, but it's not so feminine you can't wear it. You have to be prepared for a thick, vanillic, slightly, ever so slightly labdanum, white floral sort of thing. It's beautiful, it's lovely, and it's great in the autumn and the winter. Dushan says it's Creed's version of Shalimar, and that's not a bad shout, actually. I just think it's better than Shalimar. I think it's got more lift. I don't like Shalimar. I don't like the Leon, but I do like Venezia. I've got to be honest. Very hard to find a sample, Dushan, of Venezia, and I don't want to blind buy it. Overture, he means, sorry. Yes, there seems to be consensus in the chat. The Leon is my preferred. I smelled the Leon the other day and I didn't hate it as much as I did. I did get that kind of citrusy, lemony top thing going on. And I was like, what are you doing here? I didn't notice you last time. Not as much as I noticed you this time. But it's got this rubbery balloon texture. You know, blow up balloons. It's got that kind of rubbery texture to it. I don't like labdanum for that. Labdanum is in a lot of fragrances, and as long as it's not the star of the show, it's all right. When it tries to take front and center stage, it's got a big rubbery face, and I'm not a fan. Yes, join us with Le Leon. Surrender. No, I won't. I like Labdanum Patchouli Dry Down in 31 Rue Cambon. Dura Rose is a massive fan of 31. Dura Rose is a massive fan of Dura Rose. Dura Rose is a massive fan of 31 Rue Cambon. A lot of people, I think Eugene really likes it as well, doesn't he? think that's exactly what I like of Le Leon, the rubbery kind of thing. It feels grippy, you know. A Rue Cambon is a Chypre. Pass. Pass. I wouldn't mind getting a bottle of Boy. I wouldn't mind getting a bottle of Boy, but I mean, fucking, ugh, the prices are outrageous, man. Since I quit cigarettes, fragrances smell different now. I'm interested. How? When you say different, how? It's possible. Thanks, Duchan. I will let you know if it's impossible. It is possible. Nothing is written. Bois d'Harmonie is rubbery. Is Bois d'Harmonie a Guerlain? I want to say no, it's not. I just got a message from my friend from Japan who is visiting France at the minute. I hope he is well. Probably richer and fuller, says Micah. It absolutely is a Guerlain, the Yannick Monardo creation. Ah! I was right first time, shouldn't have doubted myself. "31 Rue Cambon is one of the most beautiful fragrances ever," says Rudy. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. Bois d'Harmonie is Guerlain. If something isn't against the laws of physics, then it's possible. Enjoy, says Duchan. Getting technical. Oof. My friend from Japan, he likes to communicate via email and text. And he sends a message, right? And then I'll send one back and I get a reply via email. And I'm like, whoop. And it's hard to keep up with. Whoops-a-daisy. I think maybe 2 from the art line is enough. The vanilla, as nice as it is, can get boring. I think that's true of most vanillas, isn't it? Do you not think? Good question. I'd say things I didn't like, I'd give more of a chance. Things don't smell as smoky on skin. Yeah, tobacco smoke does get on you, doesn't it? And it gets on everything. Did you used to smoke in the house? Have you found yourself like repainting the walls and stuff like that? Somebody I know, he quit smoking and he had to redecorate his entire house. He lived alone, and he'd quit smoke, and he'd smoked all his life. Well, I say all his life. He'd smoked for 20 years, and then stopped. And he was like 6 months afterwards. He was like, "I never want to smoke another cigarette again. That's fine. I've conquered the beast." He was like, "But the entire house stinks of tobacco all the time." He's like, "It's all I can smell." And he's like, "Foods I used to like, I don't like them anymore. And foods I used to hate, I like them now." He was like, everything changed. And I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. No, never. Smoke destroys everything in the house. Yeah, smoke seeps into everything. In my opinion, the art line is feminine. I just cannot pull them off. They shine on the ladies, though, says Spaced Out. Never smoked in the house. Good man. Oops. From Japan. No, never. Yeah, seeps into everything. There is no point in fragrances if you smoke 20 a day. Well, you say that, Ashley, but vintage fragrances, there's a theory out there that says vintage fragrances were so much stronger because everybody smoked all the time and they had to push through that. They had to compete with the smoke and the soot and the, just the general smells of like life 50 and 60 years ago, which I always think I always think it's quite. I think it's quite a valid argument, though. Actually, nobody showered and bathed. That's why I say it's bone to bone. I think there's that as well. I was trying to be polite about it, but you're right. That's exactly what I was saying. I tasted coffee after a month's break, and it was quite an experience. How long were you on the bog for? Like a drug, right? Coffee, I don't drink coffee. That shit fucking just wrecks me, that stuff. I can't hack it. I'm a wimp. You know what I mean? I don't do anything fun anymore. I don't drink alcohol. I don't take drugs. I don't smoke. I never smoked tabs, actually. I never smoked cigarettes. I mean, I've smoked them, but I was never a smoker, you know? Actually, my lungs wouldn't put up with it. Yes, Rudy, definitely a funny feeling. Talking about tobacco, has Aramis completely given up on tobacco reserve? I believe so. This fucking... I'm looking at a different phone. I stream on my old phone, right? And I'm using my new phone to keep an eye on the chat. And the fucking thing keeps coming up. It must have done it at least 15, 20 times now, where it says error code 503. Sugar is a crazy drug. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've definitely got issues with sugar. No problems. No problems admitting that whatsoever. Love me some coffee, says Mike. Rich, your favourite coffee and tea scent? Ooh. Ooh. Tripler, how are you? Favourite coffee scent? Probably Follow by Kerosene. I know that's basic, but it is. Hello, Triceratops. And my favourite tea scent? 5 o'clock au gingembre. Sugar kills so many people. Absolutely it does. Absolutely it does. It's terrible. Rachel also likes Follow. Pure Coffee. Pure Coffee's a good one, actually. I think one of the reasons I never was a smaller smoker was the horrible smell that sticks to your hands, hair, and the taste that linger in your mouth. Why did you get rid of M7 Fresh? I didn't like the grapefruit note at the top. It reminded us of a particular time and a particular place. It had this cheap grapefruit note at the top, and it smelled terrible. It's done it again. Oh no, not 503. Yes. Oh yes. I make a good video for coffee and tea scents, Mike. I don't know, I've got that many. So my Taco Reserve, I didn't understand the hype at all. They took a shite wherever they wanted inside Versailles. That's all I can think about when I see those shiny stone floors. Christ. I think one of the reasons oh, sorry, I've read that. That's grim. Tripler is wearing Luban Gin Fizz. Good for a light floral freshen up with a gin top. Juniper's quite good for a, you know, like Lord of Men. It's quite good for a, Lord of Men's really good for a fizzy summer fragrance top thing. I'm going to have to go to the bathroom to dehydrate, friends. Apologies, I'll be back. God. It's hot as fuck. They're walking into a fucking sauna in here. Fucking Africa in here. Oof. Deepest Africa. M7 instead of Coca-Cola. Well, I wouldn't like to drink either of them, to be honest. Toss up as which one's more poisonous. Soda's extremely bad for you. Phil Stevens do Galen impression there. I might just wear the original M7 today. Thanks for the reminder. Whoops. Wow, you're still at it, says Justin Height. I am. I go 2 hours. I hate Coca-Cola, says Dushan. It's just soda in general, mate. It's just bad. It's just bad. There's a shop near me which charges more for half a litre of water than it does for half a litre of Pepsi. That should concern everybody. It is cheaper to drink you half a litre of Pepsi than it is to drink half a litre of water. Let's bear that in mind. I love iced tea, says Justin. Soda and sugar, it blows my mind there are people who don't drink water. Yeah, it's really strange. Once you see how much sugar is in a 20-ounce bottle, you'll almost never drink 35 spoons of sugar. How do they get it to, like, stay in suspension? How do they get it to, like, not just sink to the bottom? That's insane. Water will be the future warfare. Yes, there are many fucking there are many people predicting that, aren't there? Wars will be fought over the fucking future of water. Every gram is a spoon of sugar. That is insane. I used to drink lots of water from when I was bodybuilding, so it's just, I just drink lots of water now because I think I've just got a fucking, I think that's just something fucking, like, in my mind now. You know what I mean? I noticed that in Europe, the price of water at a restaurant is pretty much the same as other drinks, like wine and stuff. It blows my mind there are people who don't drink water. They only drink Coke and Diet Coke and other shit. No water. Bloody hell. That's painful. I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke. And now I just can't. It just makes us ill. Just makes me guts just like turn. It gives us a headache. But Sprite is healthier because it's clear, right? Must be. You know? So some perfumes are clear. Which Lacoste is that in the background, Duck? It's not, well, it is a Lacoste, but it's not just a Lacoste. It's Jean Patou for Lacoste, and it's Eau de Sport. Jean Patou. Pardon me. Which Lacoste is that? Let's have a spray. I'll just give that a second. Don't get me wrong, I love a Coke with a slice of pizza. A couple of times a year is okay. This has got some kind of warm spice, but also minty vetiver sort of thing going on. Wow, says Justin. I think nothing of drinking 6 cans of full fat Coke when I was a kid, says Ashley. Yeah, I was pretty much the same with Diet Coke, like, you know what I mean? Pretty much the same when I was a kid with Diet Coke. Damn it, now I'm craving a New Park pizza. The 35-minute drive is worth it. Fire up the roller. If I can drink a rum and coke with a slice of pizza, I'm in heaven, says Alan. So I can't drink alcohol anymore either. Just makes us feel like I've poisoned myself. I can have like 1 pint of beer, and then I'm just like, right, that's enough. Like, I really need to stop. It's too much. I just can't hack it. I'm jealous of the people who can. You know what I mean? Dreamy. So there's this kind of like, not sweaty, but Lacoste Sport. Oh, I've dropped a bollock here. Part 2. Let's have a look to see if I don't think it comes up. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't come up on the fragrant again. We'll check Parfumo. Part 2. Sport. Lacoste Eau de Sport. Part 2. Spicy green, there it is. Basil, bergamot, coriander, there it is. Lavender, lemon, petitgrain, and rosemary. Fern, carnation, cedarwood, cinnamon, clary sage, geranium, heliotrope, patchouli, vetiver. There's the vetiver. Moss, ambergris, musk, tonka bean, and vanilla. It's beautiful. I mean, it could have been made without that fucking coriander note, and it would have been nicer, but there we are. Dr. Pepper have a cherry iteration, that's true. Wish I could do beer when I went drinking, would save me the money. All as well, I get most of my carbs from beer, says Duncan. I say that, but I rarely have more than 1 drink a month, says Alan. It just doesn't interest me unless it's paired with a good meal. People will drink 4 litres of Coke a day, then wonder why they can't see their twig and berry. Dr. Pepper have a cherry iteration, and I succumbed the other day. But it makes me bloated, sick, and going to piss like clockwork. Fanta peach. I piss like a fucking racehorse, mate. I mean, I've been for 2 pisses while I've been on stream. I've only been on stream for 2 hours. It's mental. Fanta peach. I was found drinking 6 to 12 beers to get drunk crazy. Line up the shots. Yes. Yes. I think it feels like a fucking, like a social thing. Like, it gives you the excuse to, like, sit and talk to people while you're drinking, doesn't it? You know what I mean? And beer is more of a like, kids used to drink it. It was the only way people could get liquids into them when, like, 100, 200, 400 years ago. That used to have to be like, it used to have alcohol in it to, like, purify the water, because the water came from, like, fucking streams and towns and shit like that. So, like, even kids were drinking all day every day, you know. And the fact that we've got fucking running water coming out the taps, mad. Part 2 Lacoste and the Lacoste Sport are 2 very different note listings. Have a sample of the regular coming, as long as it ain't Wicked or Smirnoff Ice. Although I almost never drink, so what the fuck am I talking about? I'm just, you know what it is? I'm just, and fair play to people who still drink and smoke weed and fucking do other drugs and do whatever you like. I just got over it. Like, I just could not hack it anymore. Just got old. You know what I mean? Arizona iced tea is my go-to. Although I never drink. The water was pure in beer because it was boiled first. Yes. Fun fact, Coronanas is gone off beer. The water was pure in beer because it was boiled first. Yes, if only they figured out that little trick. Does the hydration cycle interrupt your sleep? Yes. And it's fucking stupid, and I wonder why I've got to get up 3 times a fucking night. I'm a silly boy. A silly boy. But it's with taking this painkiller, gabapentin. I tell you, it gives you the most chronic dry mouth. It's dry mouth, like it's unnaturally dry mouth. You know what I mean? It's like it's not thirst. Like, I don't feel thirsty. I don't drink because I feel thirsty. I drink because I've got the driest fucking mouth in the world. Doug, I'd like to see a video on favourite alpha fragrances. What's alpha fragrances? Men's and women's opium for women, for instance, is a woman's fragrance, but very alpha. You mean alpha, A-L-P-H-A? I don't know. I don't necessarily know that I don't necessarily disagree with alpha and as like a concept. I just think it's silly. You know what I mean? I just think it's like alpha story. It's alright, Justin. Sorry, it's fine. I don't know that I necessarily fucking like think it's a very... I think it's very... Is it made up? I don't know. I don't know that there's a way to sort of... There's any metrics for what makes something alpha. You know? Like, all these things just seem made up. Alpha male, sigma male, alpha female, fucking this, that, the other. It means anything to anybody. It means what you want it to mean. You know? You're right, it can be toxic. It's not even that it's toxic. I just think it's one of those things that it's like shifting sands, isn't it? You know? It can mean whatever you want it to mean. You know? Women have a different sort of a different sort of interpretation of what makes an alpha male as opposed to men. And I think people have different interpretations of what makes an alpha male depending on what mood they're in and when you ask them, you know. One day an alpha male could be somebody who pays their child maintenance every month without fail, and another day it could be somebody who beats fucking 3 people up at the same fucking time. These are 2 very different things, you know what I mean? So fuck knows. And on that, I am out. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. It has been a good stream. I'm extremely thirsty and a little bit sweaty. It's hot. I'll be having a shower tomorrow. I shan't forget. I shan't forget to hydrate overnight. I shall put you back first. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Thank you for liking. I appreciate everybody turning up, and I will see you all again soon. Goodbye.